Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About the Football from last weekend. Welcome to the show. It's episode 4. I was thinking about renaming the show using the letters from the start of each word. But I've said already, sorry. I have been working on that with my therapist. He listened to the last show and he noticed that I was saying quite a lot. So Lion-Aid is a fantastic drink. If you've not drank it, I definitely recommend it. It's really good. Energy drink, amazing. It gets you running full stop. Last week, I had a Lion-Aid just before I went on my traditional 5K and ended up beating my previous record, or what other people called a PB. I got a PB, and that was just from drinking Lion-Aid. And I've been on the Lion-Aid since like midday today and feeling fucking brilliant. Honestly, fucking amazing. Right, so another sorry therapist. Football. So the first week, sorry, hang on. I've done it again. Like to introduce my the commentator on this weekend's football, my ever-present Martin Hudson. Martin, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Jamie. Really good, in fact. I've joined a local wellbeing group this week called Healthy Mind, Healthy Body. It may or may not have had something to do with a certain body-conscious comment from your good self last week. Before people write in, it was all good-natured. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. I'm my own judge.
Very big boy.
Yeah. No, look, I needed it. And so thank you for your honesty, if anything. I feel like I'm in a better place this week. So
mental and physical. So the true unity. What about Lion-Aid? Have you had chance to have any of the Lion-Aid? I'm drinking one right now. It's excellent. It's lemonade flavour.
Yeah, I finally had one. It was all right. It's all right. It's a bit too sweet.
Sweet is good. Everton kicked off the weekend with a fantastic game. I don't know about you, Martin, but I thought this was fucking brilliant. 2-2, Everton 2, and Manchester United 2.
Well, when people ask me how do sophisticated security systems get breached, I tell them, and I haven't been asked this, but this is what I would say, it's because people are in charge of them. And people are stupid. Matt Donoghue at the VAR helm plays the first clip, which shows a perfect angle. And it confirms that both De Ligt and Maguire pull Ashley Young's shirt, so the penalty can't be overturned. Job done, let's get on with it. But no, after playing this
Let's get on with it.
Yeah, but after playing this perfect footage once, Donoghue finds a murky, long lens camera shot from the Bullen's end, which looks like it's been filmed on a fucking Polaroid camera. And I'm sorry to swear.
A friend of mine actually filmed that. That was the one that he used. A good friend of mine from Oxford.
I mean,
anyway, carry on.
I'm not surprised, because where we go to next is a Zapruder-style cover-up. Matthias de Ligt, the hidden assassin, his shirt pull can now not be seen. It's erased from history because his hand is obscured by Ashley Young, Dealey Plaza road sign, and Maguire's shirt pull from the view of the Bullen's End, the grassy knoll, can now not be made out because of the shortcomings of the camera. So let's equate that to the alleged missing frames from the Zapruder footage. Matt Donoghue becomes fixated with this footage. He plays it again and again. Why is that? And then Donoghue, US government, asks Andy Madeley, 9/11 Commission, to take a look at the screen. And in a sort of Orwellian double agent twist, I'm getting my genres mixed up here, makes no reference to Madley about De Ligt's shirt pull. And Madley watches this propaganda piece from the grassy knoll. He sees Ashley Young obscuring De Ligt, Lee Harvey Oswald. Maguire's shirt pull now looks like nothing but a faint brush of the hand, like a gentle bit of office mischief. And what else can Madley do? He's been absolutely stitched up by his colleague. One thing I would say, and it's the only pleasure I took from this game. Where was it? Oh yeah, Ruben Amaron, nice tracksuit top, and it was a nice top.
You know what? Fair play to you there. Sorry, therapist. He does have a name, but when I talk to him, I call him therapist. The tracksuit top was fantastic. I looked at it and I thought, I wish my club had some sort of tracksuit top like that, because I would buy that, because he looked good. Early on when they were losing, he looked like a sad man in a tracksuit top. When they clawed it back, he looked good. Ashley Young, though, not so young, is he?
No, and I think more should be made, by the way, about how managers dress. I think we could make that into a segment if you were open to it.
I'd use that on another podcast of yours, maybe. Maybe that's a good idea, because you could, instead of doing the attendance roundup, turnstile count, which is a good name because I came up with it. It'd be better if you used your time talking about managers, what they're wearing, because like women would like that, men would like that, they them would like that, everyone would like that. It's universal. It's style, isn't it? Maybe do that.
Well, I was thinking more as an addition, because I did also have another idea, which was best hairstyles. Just as a spoiler, number one, Raul Jimenez.
But that would be a different podcast.
Sure,
that would be a different podcast. You can do what you want on that one, but it's a bit pointless because no one listens to it. A lot more people listen to this.
Actually, could I just interject you there? You spoke about Lionade. I've had my support for my show withdrawn, and obviously I know that was a business decision, Jamie, and I do respect that. But it does leave me having to pay Ryan, the intern, out of my own pocket to stay behind to record the show. So if there is a sponsor,
know what it's like to, put a bit of effort in, put a bit of hard work into it. Like if you're self-employed, you've got to put the yards in.
I mean,
as they say.
This is a plea to the sponsors, and I can safely say that this is the only podcast dedicated to attendance figures, and I really think there is a market for this. It's an open goal, if you like. So
Lionade won't listen to that. They will not care about that. Arsenal 0, West Ham 1. Kesapri. Arsenal got a red card given to Lewis. I can't remember his second name. Martin?
Yeah, look, this was all about the return of Jared Bowen, and it could have been Jim Bowen, and he'd be saying to Arsenal, "Look at what you could have won," and
now that's good.
He would be referring, of course, to the league title, because any hopes, you can pack it up and bury it in the Blue Peter Garden, and in 50 years' time they'll unearth it and they'll say, "Remember Arsenal's 2024-25 title challenge?" And nobody will, because it was flimsy. And Liverpool now will have to suffer the mother of all abortions not to get over the line from here.
Arsenal are like some guy who's jumped in the swimming pool and they're like flailing around and they're going, where am I?
Yeah, I think they just need to get back to the George Graham days for those of you.
Bournemouth against Wolves, and Cunha, good little player, Cunha. My goodness, what a player. Scored the winning goal against Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I thought they were a good one. I thought people were saying they were good, but they lost at home to Wolves.
Yeah. We've spoken about Iraola's ratish grin, haven't we? Well, yesterday, he was grinning, actually, but in what you would call a wry manner, because he knew that his player, I forget who it was, made a genuine attempt for the ball, but yeah, the ref had to send him off, and that's how the game was decided. Credit to Wolves, but it was all about the red.
Fulham, Crystal Palace. Fulham 0. Crystal Palace, the pod's second team, 2. Mark Guehi played in central defence.
Yeah, indeed. But aren't Fulham everyone's third favourite? Because they're benign, aren't they? They're like a piece of toast or Canada, the country. And I don't know if that's a compliment, actually, because I think to be successful, you have to be hated to some degree. And it was self-hatred yesterday because Palace ran riot. They fully deserved the 3 points.
Canada Dry. What a horrible little drink that was. Ipswich 1, Tottenham 4. I don't think we need to talk about that. Southampton, Brighton. Southampton 0. Brighton, another bright result for Brighton. A ton of a victory for Brighton. 4-0. 4-0. Have that.
Look, Rishi Sunak once famously said that he had a coke habit. Of course, he was clumsily referring to the delicious soft drink. But actually, I think he would have been in his right to reach for the other type of coke yesterday, because that's the only way he would have gained any enjoyment from that performance against a Brighton side who turned up. And you don't always know what Brighton side you are going to get, but onwards and upwards for them.
A lovely expression. Onwards and upwards. Onwards and upwards with Lionade. The drink for lions, for true lions. I'm going to have another little sip. Aston Villa 2, Chelsea 1. So Asensio scored 2. Surprised at Asensio because he's come from Real Madrid. Good team. Goes to PSG, plays a little bit. Good team. Goes to Aston Villa and he's tearing it up, isn't he?
Well, this was typical of Chelsea's season, wasn't it? I mean, they come out of the traps like greyhounds, but like greyhounds, they've no stamina. And Villa, well, they're lions. They've got Lionade.
Lionade.
Because they've got lion on the crests, haven't they? And we found that out a couple of weeks back. And lions, well, they do have stamina, and they pounced on Chelsea and ravaged them and feasted on the fresh meat and left them for dead. And I dare say the image of a rotting, hollowed out carcass is symbolic of where Chelsea are as a club right now. Can I do the Lionade?
Yeah, you can mention them. It's good that we mention them because they are a great drink and everyone should drink it because it's great. Okay, Sunday rocked around and not much of a Sunday in Newcastle because I think it was raining. I don't actually know. Newcastle 4-3. Come on, Newcastle. Fucking brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. Sandro Tonali started on the bench. Callum Wilson came off the bench as well and played the last 10 minutes, did some really nice little touches. And it was great as well to see Joe Linton in the crowd, like watching the game, just like an average fan. Full marks to Joe Linton. Newcastle came away with the 3 points. Wonderful game. Fantastic. Everyone's number one team, surely.
Well, in the words of my Auntie Les to her ex-boyfriends, and there have been many, they can do one. Because they rode into town, into Geordie Town, with their high heels and the sort of big sassy attitude, and the Geordies kicked them out of town like a bunch of straight-laced hooligans with a very firm message: not in our town. I'm not painting Newcastle fans as hooligans or as homophobic, but the message was clear: we will not tolerate you. 4-3.
It's not a time, mate. It's a city. And just gonna have Manchester City, or Man City, losing 2-0 currently to Liverpool. 71st minute. Let's just see who is. What's happened? Commentary. So Phil Foden in the 69th minute took a shot from the edge of the box, but it wasn't a big threat for the goalkeeper as his effort was blocked by a defender. Martin?
Well, if you can't afford a car, you've got to ruin someone else's car, right? It's not something that I advocate, of course, but there will be others who do that sort of thing, and that's really all City could get out of this game in regards to spoiling Liverpool's season, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Jamie?
Okay, so would you like to... I mean, it's fucking pathetic that I've got to ask you if you want to promote your own podcast. So you've got to come in at some point and say, this is the podcast I'm doing.
Somebody's... Should I? No. Yeah, so if you'd like to listen to the turnstile count, then I've been told that I will be doing this immediately after this, so please do listen out for that. So.
Okay, brilliant. Right. Thanks for listening, everyone. That was the football from last weekend. So I'm going to now finish the podcast. This is the end of the podcast. And say thank you to everyone listened. We wouldn't be anything without you. Great podcast, guys. Martin, you've got to really step up your game.
I know.
Got really
It's just in my ears, that's all.